What's going on, Agents for Life? Welcome to podcast number 261, where hopefully we're going to give you some more awesomeness. I am super grateful to be here. I've had a great week and I am pumped to end the year strong and start 2025 unlike any other year you and I have ever had before. We want to move forward. We want to grow, want to hit new goals. Equus is coming on with some great new bonuses for us, great new announcements. Guys, the mortgage protection is opening back up again. Homes are the market is good. There's a lot of great corrections going on out in our economy that are all going to work in our favor. Never been a better time to jump on board, get in, roll your sleeves up, and build your business. People out there are hungry for an opportunity, and we have it. So, thank you for listening. Just a couple of quick housekeeping items before I jump into the actual training. First of all, I hope to see all of you December 6th. If you don't have your tickets yet, they are not for sale anymore. However, there are a few managers that purchased some extra ones. So please, just in case, because we know there's some people that last minute can pull their things together and still come. So if you can make it, it's Columbus, Ohio. Get with us, reach out, and we'll hopefully I'll ask around, see if we can drum up a couple of extra tickets for you or however many you need. Okay. So for today, though, just a quick story from the field before I jump into what I have on my brain. And it was just a review that I was doing with a client. It's 1 year, right? A year anniversary. We had to put her in a graded product. She now had passed the look back periods and qualified for a level. So think about it. She's 1 year into her 2 year qualification. She has to wait 2 years, right, before she's able to have that full benefit. We got that second year eliminated, so she now has immediate benefit, and it's $10 less per month. So was she grateful that I reached out? Absolutely. Things like that happen when you review the coverage with your clients. So if you're not a year out and you're thinking, well, I don't have any clients a year old, well, do a 3 month check-in. Just call and see how they're doing. You don't have to do 1 year. It doesn't have to be 2 years. There's no law that states when you do it, but reach back out to your clients, serve them, love on them, make sure they're happy, ask for referrals, build your network, roll up your sleeves, go the extra mile for them. People love to be super served, and when they feel like they are, they're more prone to offer referrals and things. So, anyways, just wanted to share that story and a friendly reminder. And the last, kind of a what is a mic drop thought for the week to get me into this little mini training that I have prepared today is this thought that a made up mind is impossible to break. And you can look all through history, people that make up their mind to do something without any reservation, okay, impossible to break their mind. And everybody can tell them they can't do it. Their circumstances can tell them they can't do it. They're not listening. And guess what happens? They do it. Okay. It's happened over and over and over, all through sports, all through business, all through relationships, people imprisoned. I am always inspired by true stories of people overcoming insurmountable obstacles just because they made up their mind that that's how it was going to be. And nobody could convince them otherwise. So my challenge to you with that mic drop thought is make up your mind that you're going to succeed here no matter what. Okay. This business doesn't work for those that flirt with it. We're not looking for toe dippers. Okay. Part-timers, okay. I started out part-time, but you got to go all in. When you're part-time and you're doing 20 hours a week, go all in on those 20 hours. So anyways, make a decision, make up your mind, which leads me into where I really want to go with this discussion. Now, this is Thanksgiving week, and it's easy for us to talk about gratitude, and I don't want to diminish the power of gratitude, but I want to take it maybe a little curveball and not not do something that you were kind of expecting, and instead talk about hunger, because we're all going to feast on Thanksgiving or have a nice meal, spend time around family, but a different kind of hunger. I want to talk about business hunger, life hunger, dream hunger, okay? And the question that I want to pose to you with this podcast is, are you desperate enough? And the reason I like that question is because you normally wouldn't hear the word desperate used in that context. We think of desperate as kind of like a negative connotation, like, oh, he was desperate, willing to do anything, right? But isn't that good? Isn't that a good thing that we are willing to remove all judgments, all obstacles, and just go for it? So let me give you an example, a little story. And I took this from a podcast. So full disclosure, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Ed Milet podcast. I love the guy. Listen to his podcast every so often, and this really struck me. But he kind of painted the picture, and I love how he did it. But he said basically, if suppose that you're out on a nice date night with your spouse and you're at a concert, kind of a formal event, and the show's going on and you're enjoying it, and your phone interrupts the evening. It goes off. You look down. There's an emergency text from one of your children, that one of your other children, or maybe it's from your sibling, but one of your children has been in a horrible accident, is in hospital on life support, and your attention is needed right away. Okay. So all of a sudden, your circumstances completely change. What does that do? Okay. Now, do you sit there and go, well, you know what? I'll get there, but I'm going to finish the show first? No. Do obviously you'd stand up and walk out? Okay. Now we're in a formal event. People don't normally do that. You're disrupting the meeting. Do you care? No. Why? Because your child is about to pass away and they need you there immediately. So you go to the front door. There's guards there, or security guards, and they're like, excuse me, ma'am, you need to sit back down in your seat. This is a formal event. We can't disrupt the audience. Do you listen? No. You burst right through those guards and the doors out into the parking lot, and you get there and your car's not working, or you have a flat tire. Or is that going to stop you? Do you see my point? How desperate are you to get to the hospital to see your child? Okay. How desperate are you to make an impact, to do something different with your future, with your life? Do you care what people think? Do you care about somebody when you're dialing that gets mad at you or hangs up on you, or a no-show or a bad batch of leads? Okay. If you're desperate enough that you don't care about anything, you put blinders on and you're going to do it no matter what, because you've made up your mind. Remember, a made up mind is impossible to break, right? And just like you at the concert getting to your kid, if you know what you want and that burning desire, Napoleon Hill, burning desire, if that burning desire is strong enough, you won't care about what it takes to do. You won't care about, is the script just perfect? Or is it a holiday? Should I call people? Is it too early? Is it too late? Is it this or is it that? You're going to be unapologetically driven toward your dreams and your goals, because you have a future. You got one life, right? We all have one shot at this thing that we call life. One shot. Okay. You don't get to go back any single day and take a second run at it. No do-overs. Every single day is a new day, but it's a sobering thought. And it's something that I think wakes us up more and more as we age, because we get closer and closer to our mortality, and we start realizing, oh, dang, I don't have an infinite amount of time. How do I want to be remembered? How do I want to go down? When I look back, when I'm 80 something years old, maybe in a hospital bed, kind of looking at my life, what kind of regrets do I want to have? Do I want to, am I really going to be worried at that stage in life when I'm there about somebody that hung up on me 25 years ago? Am I really going to care about a no-show or a bad week or fill in the blank? They seem like such big problems for us right now, don't they? But if you can get that burning desire in your gut, that fire in your belly, if you can get that unquenchable, I guess, desperation, for lack of a better term, desperation. I love that. Are you desperate enough? When I talk to new agents that kind of flounder around and aren't really serious and aren't really engaged, they're not showing up on meetings, they're not making dials. I'm like, how are you expecting to make it? You're not going to make it. You have to engage, you have to do the work. But when I talk to them, in my mind, I'm thinking, dude, you got it too good. Sometimes having a job, sometimes having a paycheck, a little bit of income, a nice lifestyle. Maybe it's a nice home, nice car in the driveway. Compared to the rest of the world, we got it pretty good. Maybe there's not enough desperation. Maybe there's not quite enough why to really get them up off the nail. Now, that's a reference to a little story about a dog that was just howling. "Arr!" And the old man sitting there watching his dog day after day. And his neighbor comes over and he says, "What's wrong with your dog? He just howls all day long." He said, "Oh, yeah, he's just laying on a nail." And his neighbor said, "Well, why doesn't he get up and move?" And the neighbor says, I just guess he hasn't really had the motivation to do that." So sometimes we just live with our inconveniences, our little mini pains, right? You may have a job that you don't like and it's tolerable. Maybe it's a little tack that you're sitting on, but it's not so bad that you're jumping up, driven to get off of it. You just deal with it. We just tolerate it. But is that how you want to go through life? So, my question is, are you desperate enough? And I want you to give that some thought. Maybe when there's some downtime over the holidays, what is something that's really going to get you up out of your seat, running out of the concert venue in front of an audience that might be appalled, but you don't care because, doggone it, you got to get to your destination. And nobody else, nothing else is going to stop you from doing that because your burning desire is so strong. What is that thing for you? If you're not in touch with it, you're not likely to do what it's going to take to succeed here or anywhere. Okay. Get in touch with that burning desire. Get desperate enough that you don't care about all the little minutia. There's 1,001 reasons why we shouldn't do this, but who cares about all those? Why not dig in, focus in on the one reason why you should, and then see what happens from there? Guys, we got one shot at this life. Let's make the most of it. Have an awesome weekend, an awesome Thanksgiving, an awesome holiday season, and I'll see you next time.